So, before we get into today's video, to take off the kayfabe just for a few moments, my girlfriend and I have been in a really unstable job position and everything, but a friend of ours is offering to let us move in with her when she moves to Albuquerque in a few months for school. Now, moving down there provides us the benefits of more protected trans healthcare, and after a year of residency, potentially college. Right now, our biggest problem is raising the funds to get down there. I've started a GoFundMe that's linked in the description below. If you can donate, that'd be amazing, but if you can't, just keeping the link circulating would be fantastic on its own. But anyway, on to the video. Now, I may not be the biggest fan of the Michael Bay Transformers films, but even then, a lot of the designs I do still find to be really solid, and I do have quite the soft spot for the character who may just be the most noble and, more importantly, loyal version of Starscream to this date. And of course, I'm always going to prefer my Doritos with the seasoning. Now, starting with the figure's aesthetics, Starscream does have quite the alien look to him. With the segmented eyes, but, with the overall shape of his head and even mouth, they carry a certain avian beak-like look to them, which is fairly in line with the rest of the body's design, including the digitigrade raptor-like feet he has. This sort of Starscream design is the sort of alien robot I'd expect to come out of a jet called the Raptor. And the cyberglyph tattoos over his body add an air of spirituality, if not just culture, to them, which is a bit suggested in the role Starscream took in the movie taking care of the hatchlings in the nursery during Revenge of the Fallen. Now, the saw weapon he's packed in with is pretty intimidating, but if you don't want to use it, it does store really cleanly onto his back kibble. When it comes to his articulation, while he lacks in some of the more traditional articulation you might expect from a humanoid robot, given his more alien and avian design, I do honestly think he has the right amount of dynamic posability for a robot like him to have. And he's still capable of getting into several super solid poses. Now, Starscream's transformation to jet mode is a little complex here and there, but overall the engineering behind it actually quite reminds me of the original Deluxe and Voyager class versions of Starscream that were released in the Revenge of the Fallen toy line. And I've got to say, it's a welcome shift in how it's done. Now, when it comes to the jet mode's aesthetics, I do actually quite like how the F-22 looks with Starscream's cyberglyph tattoos in place. It sort of shows a blending of Earth vehicles with Cybertronian culture that even the Autobots don't ever really go for. And best of all, you can either use those landing gear, or rather effectively, use an action figure stand to put the jet on display in a flying pose. As for my final thoughts and whether or not I think you should buy it, I definitely think you should pick up SS21. It's actually relatively widely available at a lot of affordable prices, and if you appreciate this design and the uniqueness that the cyberglyphs bring to it, I can't recommend picking this guy up enough. He's a fantastic addition to your collection, and he'll look great on a shelf full of Starscreams and Seekers. But for now, Tiv out.